Here's a frontline report on the brutal fighting in Ukraine as Russian forces press to encircle key cities. Fierce clashes continue to ravage eastern Ukraine, as Russian troops accelerate their push into contested cities that are vital for Kyiv's defense. In particular, the battle for Pokrovsk, a major logistics and transport hub in Donetsk Oblast, has turned especially bitter. Moscow views this city as the gateway to seizing the remaining Ukrainian-controlled parts of the industrial Donbas region. Russian units have reportedly advanced from the north, east, and south, tightening the noose around Ukrainian defenders. Some open-source maps suggest semi-encirclement. Moscow claims it has blocked Ukrainian supply lines, while Kyiv insists its forces are not fully surrounded and are mounting countermeasures. Inside Pokrovsk, urban warfare has grown more ferocious. Russian troops have pushed deep into some neighborhoods, clearing buildings as they try to consolidate control. Ukrainian Special Operations Forces have also been deployed to reinforce the city's defense and prevent a full collapse. According to Ukraine's military, this fighting is dynamic and costly. 7th Rapid Response Corps units say they have improved their tactical positions in some districts, despite relentless pressure. Moscow, for its part, is calling for Ukrainian forces in Pokrovsk to surrender, claiming they are encircled and isolated. But Ukraine's leadership flatly rejects this narrative. Alexander Syrsky, Ukraine's commander-in-chief, has stated publicly that Ukrainian units are holding out, that supply routes remain open, and that a comprehensive operation is underway to dislodge Russian troops. Complicating the situation is the terrain and weather. Russian forces are exploiting dense fog and using small, highly mobile units. Reportedly hampers Ukrainian drone operations, reducing their ability to spot and strike infiltrating Russian groups. As these infiltration advance, Kyiv's defensive fortifications are coming under fire continuously, forcing withdrawals from some positions deeper into its lines. At the same time, Russian pressure is not limited to Pokrovsk. On the southern front, in Zaporizhia Oblast, fighting around towns such as Huliaipol and Rivnopilya has intensified. Moscow claims to have seized nearby settlements, while Ukrainian forces report exhausting battles as they try to hold the line. According to Ukrainian military sources, Russia is opting for infiltration tactics in these sectors too, moving in small groups and eroding defensive positions under heavy fire. The stakes are high. Capturing Pokrovsk would allow Russia to drive north toward Kramatorsk and Sloviansk, two of the most important remaining Ukrainian-controlled cities in Donetsk. Meanwhile, analysts warn that once Russia consolidates its grip on these logistics hubs, it could severely undermine Ukraine's ability to resupply and reinforce its forces in the region. On the humanitarian front, the fighting has caused widespread destruction. Pokrovsk, once home to tens of thousands, is now largely a wasteland. Constant shelling, drone attacks, and the collapse of basic services have made civilian life all but impossible. Ukrainian officials have pressed for more evacuations and warned that, if the city falls, the consequences for both humanity and military logistics will be severe. The broader picture suggests that Russia is shifting its tactics. Rather than relying exclusively on large frontal assaults, it is now focusing on encirclement, infiltration, and siege warfare, using a combination of downed drones, small infantry units, and long-range strikes to wear down Ukrainian resistance. For Kyiv, holding Pokrovsk is not just symbolic. Losing it could unravel defensive lines and leave its remaining strongholds in Donetsk vulnerable. Yet Ukraine continues to fight back. Reinforcements are being sent, and command has emphasized that units are coherent, supply lines are under aggressive protection, and counterattacks are being planned where feasible. Morale remains fragile, as the city's defenders face an enemy that appears willing to press relentlessly, but Ukraine's leadership insists that it will not abandon one of its most important bastions without a fight. In short, bitter fighting rages across multiple fronts. Russian forces are pushing hard, attempting to encircle and seize strategic cities. But Ukrainian troops remain defiant, fighting block by block in urban ruins in hopes of turning back what could be a decisive campaign. If you like, I can update this with the latest satellite-verified frontline map and analysis. Do you want me to do that?